Once upon a time, in a serene Igbo village, nestled between lush green hills and winding rivers, there lived a young man named Agu. Agu was known throughout the village for his kind heart, quick wit, and love for adventure. He spent his days exploring the forest, fishing in the rivers, and learning about the ways of the land. One day, while Agu was fishing by the river, he heard a beautiful melody that seemed to float on the breeze. Mesmerized by the enchanting tune, Agu followed the sound until he reached a secluded spot by the water's edge. There, he saw a sight that took his breath away. A mermaid with shimmering scales and long flowing hair, singing with a voice that was both haunting and captivating. The mermaid, whose name was Amuma, was entranced by Agu's presence. She had never seen a human up close before, and Agu's kindness and curiosity drew her to him. Despite their differences, a creature of the water and a man of the land, Agu and Amuma formed a bond that transcended the barriers between their worlds. Meanwhile, in Agu's village, there lived a maiden named Ifunanya. She was known for her beauty, grace, and gentle spirit. And as they grew older, their friendship blossomed into love. The villagers often spoke of Agu and Ifunanya as a perfect match, destined to be together forever. However, Agu's encounter with Amuma, the mermaid, stirred feelings within him that he couldn't ignore. He found himself torn between his love for Ifunanya, the maiden of the village, and his fascination with Amuma, the mysterious creature of the water. As Agu grappled with his feelings, a series of events unfolded that would test the strength of his heart and the bonds of love. Amuma, eager to experience life on land and be close to Agu, used her magical powers to transform into a human woman. She emerged from the water as a beautiful maiden, with eyes that sparkled like the river under the sunlight. Amuma's presence in the village caused a stir among the villagers, who were both enchanted and wary of the newcomer. Some saw her as a magical being to be revered, while others viewed her with suspicion and fear. But Agu, caught in the middle of it all, couldn't deny the connection he felt with Amuma, now in human form. Meanwhile, Ifunanya watched from a distance, her heart heavy with uncertainty and doubt. She had sensed Agu's growing affection for Amuma, and though she tried to hide her feelings, the pain of losing Agu's love weighed heavily on her. As days turned into weeks, Agu found himself torn between two worlds: the familiar love he shared with Ifunanya and the newfound connection he felt with Amuma. The village was divided, with some urging Agu to choose Ifunanya, the maiden of their land, while others encouraged him to follow his heart, even if it led him to the mysterious mermaid. Amidst the turmoil and conflicting emotions, new characters emerged in Agu's story. There was Ogbuefi, the wise village elder who counseled Agu on matters of the heart. There was Nneka, Ifunanya's loyal friend, who offered support and comfort during her moments of doubt. And there was Ifeanyi, a mischievous young boy who stumbled upon Amuma's secret and became entangled in the unfolding drama. As tensions rose and the emotions ran high, Agu found himself at a crossroad. Would he choose the familiar love of Amuma, the maiden of the village, or would he follow his heart's desire and embrace the enchanting Ifunanya, the mermaid from the depths of the water? One day, as Ifeanyi, known for his playful nature and adventurous spirits, he often roamed the village, exploring hidden paths and seeking out new experiences. While wandering near the riverbank, Ifeanyi stumbled upon Amuma's secret, her true identity as a mermaid. At first, Ifeanyi couldn't believe his eyes. He watched in awe as Amuma transformed from a human maiden into a shimmering creature of the water, her tail glimmering under the sunlight. Excited by his discovery, Ifeanyi kept Amuma's secret to himself, curious to see how the events would unfold. Meanwhile, Nneka, Ifunanya's loyal friend, noticed the growing tension between Agu, Ifunanya, and Amuma. She sensed Agu's conflicted feelings and Ifunanya's heartache, and she vowed to support her friend through the turmoil. Nneka was a kind and compassionate soul, always ready to lend a listening ear and offer words of wisdom. She encouraged Ifunanya to be patient and understanding, reminding her that true love would prevail in the end, no matter the obstacles they faced. As days passed, Agu's indecision weighed heavily on him. He spent sleepless nights by the river bank, gazing at the moonlight waters and grappling with his emotions. Amuma, in her human form, tried to win Agu's heart with her beauty and charm, while Ifunanya watched from afar, her heart breaking with each passing day. One evening, as the village prepared for a traditional festival, tensions reached a boiling point. Amuma, eager to prove her love for Agu, performed a mesmerizing dance that captivated the villagers. Agu watched in awe, his heart torn between two worlds, the familiar love of Ifunanya and the enchanting allure of Amuma. Ifeanyi, sensing an opportunity for mischief, approached Agu with a sly grin. "Agu, I know Amuma's secret," he whispered, his eye twinkling with excitement. Agu's eye widened in surprise. "What do you mean, Ifeanyi? What secret?" Ifeanyi leaned in closer, his voice barely above a whisper. "Amuma is not just a maiden from the village. She is a mermaid, Agu, a creature of the water." Agu's heart raced with disbelief. He had suspected that Amuma was different, but he never imagined she was a mermaid. His mind whirled with questions and doubts, unsure of what to believe. Meanwhile, Nneka, who had overheard Ifeanyi's revelation, approached Ifunanya with concern. "Ifunanya, something is not right. We need to talk." Ifunanya, her eyes filled with sadness, nodded silently. She had sensed Agu's growing distance and Amuma's mysterious aura, and Nneka's words only confirmed her fears. As the festival continued, Agu found himself caught in a whirlwind of emotion. He confronted Amuma about her true identity, demanding answers to his questions. Amuma, her eyes filled with tears, confessed the truth about her mermaid heritage and her love for Agu. Agu's world was turned upside down. He struggled to reconcile his feelings for Amuma with his love for Ifunanya, torn between two worlds that seemed impossible to bridge. The villagers, unaware of the unfolding drama, danced and celebrated late into the night. But Agu, Amuma, Ifunanya, Ifeanyi, and Nneka were locked in a silent battle of emotions, each grappling with their own desires and fears. As the revelation of Amuma's true identity as a mermaid sank in, Agu's world spun into chaos. He stood by the river bank, staring at Amuma with a mix of disbelief and awe. Amuma, tears glistening in her eyes, waited for Agu's response, her heart heavy with uncertainty. Agu's mind raced with questions. How could Amuma be a mermaid? What does this mean for their budding relationship? And what about Ifunanya, his beloved childhood friend? Ifeanyi, the mischievous young boy who had uncovered Amuma's secret, watched the unfolding drama with fascination. He knew that his revelation had changed everything, and he waited eagerly to see what would happen next. Nneka, Ifunanya's loyal friend, approached Agu with concern. "Agu, are you alright? What is going on?" Agu turned to Nneka, his expression a mixture of confusion and turmoil. "Nneka, Amuma, she is not human. She is a mermaid." Nneka's eye widened in shock, but she remained calm. "Agu, this changes things. You need to think carefully about what you want and who you truly love." Agu approached Amuma, his heart heavy with conflicting emotions. "Amuma, I don't know what to say. How is this possible? And what about Ifunanya?" Amuma reached out and took Agu's hand, her eyes pleading for understanding. "Agu, I know this is a lot to take in, but my feelings for you are real, and I will do anything to prove that to you." Agu looked into Amuma's eyes, seeing the sincerity and love within them. He knew that Amuma cared for him deeply, but he also couldn't ignore his feeling for Ifunanya, his childish friend and first love. The next day, Agu knew he couldn't keep Amoma's secret any longer. He sought counsel from Ogbuefi, the wise village elder who listened to Agu's story with compassion and insight. Agu, my son, Ogbuefi began, his voice filled with wisdom. Love is a powerful force that can bridge even the wildest divides, but it also requires honesty and courage. You must be true to yourself and those you care about. Agu nodded, his mind made up. He knew what he had to do. That evening, Agu gathered the villagers in the grand courtyard of the palace. He stood before them, his heart pounding with nervousness, and began to speak. Dear villagers, Agu began, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. I have something important to share with you all. The villagers listened intently as Agu revealed Amoma's true identity as a mermaid. Murmurs filled the air, but Agu pressed on, his words heartfelt and sincere. I have been torn between two words, between the love of a mermaid and the love of a maiden. His eyes searching the crowd, but I realize now that honesty and trust are the foundations of love. I cannot keep Amoma's secrets from Ifunanya any longer. Ifunanya, who had been listening from the crowd, stepped forward with tears in her eyes. Agu, I understand, she said softly. I want you to be happy, even if it means letting you go. Amoma, watching from a distance, felt a mix of sadness and hope. She knew that Agu's honesty was a step towards acceptance and understanding. Agu nodded, his mind made up. He turned to Ifunanya, his beloved childhood friend, and took her hand. Ifunanya, you have been my rock and my guiding light. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, if you will have me. Ifunanya's eyes filled with tears of joy as she embraced Agu. Of course, Agu, she whispered. I love you with all my heart. The villagers erupted into cheers and applause, celebrating Agu and Ifunanya's love and the bonds of friendship that had guided them through the challenging times. Amoma, watching from a distance, felt a sense of peace, knowing that Agu had found true happiness. As the days passed, Agu and Ifunanya's love grew stronger, rooted in honesty, trust, and mutual respect. The villagers welcomed Amoma as a cherished member of their community, and she found solace in the friendships and connections she had forged on land. One day, as Agu and Ifunanya walked by the river bank, hand in hand, they spotted Amoma sitting on a rock by the water's edge. Amoma smiled warmly at them, her eyes twinkling with love and acceptance. Agu, Ifunanya, Amoma said, her voice gentle and melodious. Thank you for showing me the true meaning of love and friendship. I may be a mermaid, but I have learned that love knows no boundary. Agu and Ifunanya nodded, their hearts filled with gratitude for Amoma's understanding and grace. They knew that their love story had taken a unique and unexpected turn, but they also knew that it was a testament to the power of love to conquer obstacles and unite hearts. As for Amoma, she remained a cherished friend of Agu and Ifunanya, her presence a reminder of the beauty and wonder of the world beneath the waves. And whenever Agu and Ifunanya walked by the river bank, they would hear Amoma's melodic voice, singing a song of love and unity, a melody that echoed across the land and filled their hearts with joy. The villagers continued to live in harmony and peace, their bonds strengthened by the lessons of Agu's love triangle and the power of friendship, honesty, and acceptance.